Hello everyone, it's Lisa, and I'm here today with a book haul. Yes, I know, you try to not buy, but it's just one of those things. So I'm not going to say I'm sorry for it. I'm just going to go ahead and show you the books that I got. I think that on Book Outlet, when you order, from now on, any order over $35 is going to have free shipping. I'm not positive on that, but I thought that's what I read. But before I read that, I went ahead and grabbed the free shipping from $35 of books that I wanted or needed. But the first books that I'm going to show you are from my local library book sale. Now, I only picked out 5 books from the book sale, so I did really well. And it's definitely worth going. I wasn't sure if I wanted to, but the few books that I found are really fun, so I'm going to go ahead and show them to you now. So the first book that I'm going to show you from the book sale is The Road by Cormac McCarthy. And I've seen this book around for a while. It's been on my TBR Goodreads list for a while. And I believe Merphy Napier just went ahead and did a review on this. So I got to know a little bit more about it, and it was the first book I saw when I walked into the library. So I have this, it's in great condition, and putting it on my shelf, which is exciting. The book is about a father-son journey and apocalyptic ending kind of thing. So I'm way into that and excited to read this. It seems like it'll be right up my alley. The next book that I selected is The Anatomy of Wings by Karen Foxley. And I don't like the cover. I don't like the look of the book, but it's gotten a lot of praise. So I went ahead and picked it up, and I probably will pass it on after I'm finished, probably in my little free library, but I want to give this story a try. It's about a 10-year-old girl who tries to make sense of her older sister's death, and sounds like a really interesting novel. The next book on my list intrigued me because, one, I know the author. The title is The Gospel According to Jesus Christ by Jose Saramago. Now, I read one of his other books, believe it's called All the Names, and I really did like it. So when I saw the author, that triggered my mind. And then the narrative of this is very interesting as well. It's provocative and controversial and talking about the life of Jesus Christ. Now, I might not agree with everything said in the book, but I am very interested to see what he has to say about it. So, looking forward to this read. It is a winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature as well. I'm not sure what year that is, but this looks really interesting to me. I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. The next book is Mirror, Mirror by Gregory Maguire. If you recognize the name, this is the author of Wicked, and so this looks like another kind of fairy tale retelling. Looks really interesting, and I've read a lot of good things about it, so had not heard of it before the library book sale, but now I have it, and I'm going to give it a read because I really loved Wicked. And finally, I found a hard copy of Kate Atkinson's Life After Life. This is a pretty big book, and it is hardcover. The outline of the book is very cryptic to me, so maybe I don't want to know what it's about. Some books I like to go in blind, and I think this will be one of them because I'm not going to look into it any further, but when I get around to it, I'm excited for this read as well. So those are the 5 books from my local library book sale. Now, I watch BookTube, and I think the thing about BookTube for me is finding all of these new books and then feeling like I need to have them. So, I have been trying to hold off on buying, but like I said, for Book Outlet, I went ahead and got some that have been in my cart from Book Outlet for a while. I think that I might not have bought the rest of the books if it weren't for these. I also watched Merphy Napier do a review of Peter Pan, and she made it sound so wonderful, and I have never read it before. So what I found on Book Outlet are these adorable, they're called chalk covers, and I love that. I think it's gorgeous. So I got Peter Pan, of course. Not sure if this is an abridged version or not, but I love this cover. I also got Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, same kind of chalk cover. I have Pippi Longstockings, which I have not read for years and years, and I'm excited to get into this one. And finally, The Wizard of Oz, another chalk front cover, and actually this is probably my favorite. It's the purple and the green together, just absolutely gorgeous. I love these, and they were only like $5 each, and I just think they're so pretty. So that was my weak spot when I saw these, and I've been looking at like Puffin classics for a while. The one from Anne of Green Gables, just gorgeous. But I haven't been able to find that, but I did find these, and I'm so excited about them. They're just like pocket-sized, adorable books. I mean, you can bring these just about anywhere. They'll fit in your bag, and I always like to have a book on me, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick one of these in. You never know when you have time to read. Another book that I've had in my cart for Book Outlet for a long time is called The Leftovers by Tom Perrotta. If this sounds familiar to you, it's because there has been a show on called The Leftovers. They made a television show out of it, and talk about freaky weird. That's what I like, and this is what I have been watching. I think we're now in season 3, and this is going to be it. So The Leftovers are about a group of people from Earth that have disappeared. Call it the Rapture. They're trying to figure out what happened. And so it's very interesting for me, coming from a Christian background, believing in the rapture and all of that. I don't know, I love the show. It's just very different and very interesting. So I think when the season's over, season 3, I'm gonna go ahead and read this and see what it's like, to see if it followed the show at all. I'm just really interested in it, and I love the idea, and the storyline is just very different and very cool. Another book that I found on Book Outlet is called I Don't Want to Kill You by Dan Wells. So last month I read, what was it called? I Am Not a Serial Killer by Dan Wells. So this is actually a series of books about a young boy. This is number 3. So I'm going to go ahead and definitely find number 2, maybe on Amazon or whatever, but this was really cheap on Book Outlet. And I enjoyed the first book, so I'm going to go ahead and collect these and see what else this author has up his sleeve. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. The next book that I've had in my cart is The Lifeboat by Charlotte Rogan. Now this is about a young girl, I think she's 22, traveling across the ocean. She's newly married, and the boat had suffered an explosion, and there's only one lifeboat. So her new husband, and now husband, who is deceased because the boat went down and they all drowned, put her on this boat with other people. From what I get from the summary, the boat is too full, so they're going to have to figure out who to ditch. Now that's kind of harsh and kind of crazy, but interesting. So I'm really looking forward to this. I've, looked at it for a while, and it's just something that I think I'm going to love. So, and I love the blue cover. It's my favorite color, and it's just so pretty. So I don't think it's going to be a pretty story, but it will be interesting, and that's all I care about. And then finally, my last book from Book Outlet is called Shelter by Kyung Yoon. Now, I've seen this for a while as well. A man named Kyung Cho and his wife live together, and they're barely making ends meet. He has grown up in a household his parents were, and pretty much, though, gave him everything he wanted except for love and kindness. So he doesn't have very good feelings towards his parents, and something happens, an accident where they need to live together. So he's dealing with all of these different feelings of guilt and anger and whatnot. And it just looks like a really interesting read about family and emotions that come with it. So I love reading books about families and the interaction between families, because we all have those people in our families that are just a little bit nuts and that we find hard to get along with. So I'm really interested in this book. I think I'm going to put it to the top of my reading list maybe for June, because it looks interesting and emotional, and I don't know, I think I'm going to like it. So those are all the books that I have for right now. I have a ton of tags that I need to get done, and I have not done them. So I was actually wondering what you guys thought about that. I'm wondering if it's rude not to join in on a tag when someone tags you. I just have a hard time with tags lately because I feel like I'm using all of the same answers, I'm using all of the same characters or the same books in all of my tags, and I hate that because I want some new ideas to be put out there. And so if I can't think of anything else but the same old for a tag, or if I'm not sure of a few of the questions, I don't know, I just kind of have been putting them aside. I don't know, I'm not sure about tags. Does that make me a bad YouTuber? I don't know. But so let me know if you've read any of these books. I'm excited about pretty much all of them. And in the near future, I'm going to be needing to do a bookshelf cleaning. Maybe not so much getting rid of books, but stacking them in a way where I can fit more. Because this is my fiction bookshelf. This is it. So what do you think? Let me know your thoughts about any of these books, and say hello down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, have a great week. Bye.